going on? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. Let me turn my music down a little bit. If you hear the static sound in the background, that is the baby monitor. My daughter's asleep, so I'm keeping an eye on her. Anyway, welcome back to the channel here at The Average Company. Again, we're here working on the 77 Chevy. And the goal for today is to do the tensioning of the belts, which I looked up last night. We're going to do the distributor, put that back on. And then tonight we'll come back and we'll do the fuel pump test. So thanks for being here. Thanks for tuning in. And thanks for watching. I'm not going to give the whole like, subscribe, alert bell, mumbo jumbo spiel. That's not what we're about here. Anyway, let's get to it. For those of you who came and or watched yesterday's video, rather, when I said I'd be taking this piece for the distributor into the house or into the garage at least, I didn't do that. That didn't happen. So here we are. You may have also noticed it's daylight outside. I don't have that lamp lighting up the engine bay here. That's because it's Saturday. My daughter's asleep. Figured I would do some work here. So, yeah, it's nice. It's not as cold. It's still cold. It's still, I think it's 32 on the dot, but the sun's out. So that makes a big difference. All right. So, we did get this. Oops, wrong way. We did get this back on, although the belts aren't taut or tight yet. So let's do that. Oh, that's right, that one was a different size. We'll do that one after. Okay, let's get this belt taut. Okay, so I looked it up yesterday, and the trick for adding tension to these belts is the crowbar. So I grabbed a crowbar or a big piece of metal, and we're supposed to crank on it until we have some tension. So that actually worked really well. I am honestly surprised how well that worked. Okay, let's do that. We'll get her tightened up, and then we'll do the same thing for the other one. Okay, that one's tight. Cool. Yeah, okay, I like it. Maybe a little too taut, but we'll figure it out as we go. That's what we're about here at The Average Company. I haven't decided if I'm going to stick with that. I'm working on my enunciation. Let me try that again. I haven't decided if I'm going to stick with that. I know I want it to be average. Average something. Average company. Seems weird. Average social media. Not really about that, personally. If you've got feedback, let me know. And also, if you left comments on how to tension this, obviously I figured it out already. That was on the last video. Alright, I'll be back. Excuse my hair. Again, I'm not doing anything too fancy or crazy. I'm just keeping it real. So, excuse my hair. I've been wearing my beanie and stuff, and it's warming up, so it's good. Let me go grab that other socket. I'll be back. So I don't know if you've gone back and watched the other video. You may notice we have a different camera angle here, and what I'll probably end up doing is actually moving it here in a second so you can actually see what I'm doing. I have another temporary setup here to where it's a little bit of a better camera angle, and I spent less time fussing around with it trying to get the camera set up. Still not what I want to do long term. That I'll be doing here shortly. I had to order some parts for my camera mount, but for the time being, it will work. All right, this one, pretty taut. Okay. Boy, do I wish I had two right hands. Okay. Thanks for joining again. Watching this lack of a better term, documentary. I'm just keeping track of what I do. One for the engine, the car rebuild, the vehicle rebuild. This thing, words, English, it's tough. But for the other piece, keeping track of my progress for, you know, generally becoming successful, whatever that means, wherever we are going to take that. Okay, so that's done. That's good. Wanted to do that. I'm going to get my distributor put back together. I'm going to change the camera angle, and then we'll be watching me do that. And then once I get that done, we'll come through and hook up the spark plug wires again, and maybe take the fuel line out to the carburetor. Haven't decided yet. We'll see how far we can get, and we'll see how long my daughter stays asleep. Let me move this camera. And for those of you who want to see my second pass at a janky setup, let me take a photo real quick of what we're working with. It works. It'll do until Amazon gets in what I ordered. I do have two phones, so that's what I'm doing right now. Taking a picture with my other phone of my setup. You'll also see the snow on the ground. It's still cold, a little warmer, but it's still cold. Okay, that went well. I enjoyed that. Not the taking the picture part, this part. I don't know, can you see that? Yeah, you can. Here's my hand, cool. I just had to go look. Yep, this part, getting this belt tensioned. I stuck my my crowbar thing through here. I don't really even know what this is. This is an old piece of steel that I had laying around. Anyway, got this, stuck that through there, pried the alternator out, got it tensioned. Did that same thing with the power steering, got that pried out and tensioned. That went against the chassis on the bottom. Let me angle this down. That went against the chassis. There we go. So I stuck this right down here. Try to get as much of the frame of the support here as possible. Crank that up and then tighten this down. That's where you saw me slip. So let's go back. My camera adjust. And then back here is the distributor. That's what we'll be mostly working on here for the next few minutes. As long as I can find somewhere to put my wrench. I'll put it underneath y'all. Here we go. Clank, clank. That was my wrench. Going down. Alright. So the distributor wasn't terrible to get off. There's this piece for the distributor, the rotating piece. Rotor? Is that what it's called? Don't know. Here I come. Boy, once again, the room in this engine bay, it's great. Really appreciate that. Okay, that goes there. And this, it was this way. So I'm putting it on down this way. I don't know. That's another thing I should have documented better. Should have been recording at that point. That was ahead of this recording. So I don't know if it matters. Again, let me know if you know if it matters or not. The way that this came or goes back on. It's gonna rotate around anyway, right? So probably not. But then again, you're here to learn. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages. How does this go back on? Or maybe, oh, would you look at that? I answered my own question. It's keyed. It is keyed. So, I think you can see right here. The square matches a square piece on the distributor. Circle matches a circle hole. Is what those really are on the distributor. And so it won't let you put it on but one way. Genius. Genius, I say. Take this screw out. Let's not lose it. Let's get this seated on here correctly first. Okay, it should go here. There we go. That's good. All right. Oh, you know what? This rotated. I cranked the engine around at least a few times. And so that was the way I took it off. But of course, the distributor got a shaft. Don't laugh at that. Distributor has a shaft that goes down and gets turned by the crank. And so if you pull up the whole assembly, it'll be a rod, right? Shaft goes down to a gear, which turns the distributor and rotates it around, and then makes contact with each of the spark plug wires, runs current to the spark plug, and then you have a spark. So that's why it didn't line up with the way that I had taken it off. Thank goodness it is keyed. Now that's something that I know to look out for. Okay. Put this guy back on. Okay. You might see writing on here. That was me writing which cylinder went where. Or which, not cylinder, which, that was too small. That was me writing which wire went to which spark plug on which cylinder. That, I don't know if you can see that I messed up. I tried to write it too, it didn't really work very well, so I ended up just writing 2 lines there for that one. Okay, that's there. I don't know where this one, that one's almost set. And of course, since it's day, you know, this car is going by. I apologize, I'm not very good at editing, at least not yet. So if it's loud, this car's and static you hear from my daughter's baby monitor, you know, apologies, I'm not perfect. I don't pretend to be, so I hope you'll forgive me. Okay, got that done. That took way less time than I thought it was going to, so that's great. Now, what's interesting is when I was trying to drive this home, which was a couple hours away from home, pretty sure I vapor locked it, which we've talked about. But what's really strange is that right back here, and let me point with this so I don't block it with my shadow. Right back here, we had a fire. It was right in this general area, right? And after that, we really gave up on it and came back with the trailer. But I'm not quite sure what caused that. Now, we were putting a lot of fuel into the carb. It was evaporating off, boiling off. So I'm sure that had something to do with it. There's also this tube for venting, hose, I should say, for venting. That was pointing as you see it now. It was pointing back over there. I'm sure that has a name. Again, figuring this out as we go. So, does anybody know why that would happen right back here? Because it was decently big. I saw it from the cab. I saw it like a flame right up here. My dad could describe it better. He was outside of the truck watching it. We also had it jumped from my car that we drove out there because the battery died. Not sure what would have caused that. Still looking into it. But this whole thing is going to get redone anyway, so I'm not too concerned about it. If it happens again, so be it. We'll put it out. I'll have a fire extinguisher in here. We'll put it out. We'll make this thing right. Okay, that took all of 5 minutes. 15, actually, if we look at the record time here. Okay, I guess let's get the spark plug wires put back. And then we can go from there. So, this one here, I labeled them. 5, here's 7. Probably can just go by length as well of the spark plug wire. But, you know, I wanted to label them. That way I knew for sure. Okay. Okay, there's one. Just wanted to make sure it's seated all the way. I thought that one clicked better. Okay. 7, are you on? Yeah, okay. 3. Come here, 3. 3 and 1. Come on, what? Hello? Why aren't you seating very well? There we go. Okay. All right. Now let's do the inside. And then, well, shit. Maybe we'll pull this fuel line off yet. I am gonna go get a vacuum gauge, and so I'm gonna do two things. The first thing that we'll do here is pull this off, get the battery out of my F-150, and then test this and see how much we're spitting out, how much gas we're spitting out. My guess is not very much. I'll also check the oil. There's gas in there. We found that out from the last episode. I might have to just do a whole oil change completely, fill it up with new oil, drain everything out that's in there now, and then go from there, which is a small price to pay. It won't take long. Oil's not that expensive, but we need to get that gas out of there so the oil's not thinned out. But we'll make that judgment call when we get there. All right. I'm gonna get back in there for this one. I don't even know if 7 made a good connection all the way, but I'm just putting the spark plug wires back together. They're back on the spark plugs. Got the distributor back. Gotta put this guy on before I forget. But we will need to pull. Actually, I think I need to pull that. I think that's what brings power to the distributor. That's ground, I think. I'll look that up too. I need to look that up. Okay. Is this 8? Yep. All right, come here, 8. Why is this one? I think it's on, actually. Nope. Come on. There we go. That felt better. Yeah, that felt better. Okay. And then let's redo this guy. Let's redo 7. Just hugging my engine right now. There we go. He wasn't seated. Okay. This is 4. Here's 6. And I think it's seated, but I didn't feel the click. Wow, I'm bad at putting these on apparently because it's not clicking for me, literally. There we go, that one clicked. Okay, 2, no, not 2, 4. 4 and 2. Hello, by the way. I don't know if you can see me. I'll find out in editing. Try not to mumble. There it goes. I'm trying my best not to mumble. Okay. Here's a wiring harness that goes to here, goes to here. Okay, I don't know. Don't know where that comes from. Where does this come from? That comes from here? Wow, is this janky? I was talking about my janky setup here. I might have a wiring problem, boys and girls. I can't trace these out. I'll have to look up a diagram on spark plug wires, because, okay, or not wires, alternator wires. This comes back to this harness here, which is this guy, which does come from the spark, or from the alternator. Is this how I feed power here? Because the only thing that goes to my distributor, as far as I can tell, is one wire, which is this wire, and this wire. Then this one is fed off of here, which connects to there, which looks like it comes from the alternator. This wire back here off of this capacitor, I don't know what that is. I'll have to look that up too. Doing a lot of learning, boys and girls. Yeah, okay. That, this might be what I need to pull to prevent sparks from being made on my spark plugs. I guess I just could have left. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to leave the spark plug wires off. That's a bad idea. Just asking for trouble there. But, I know I say but a lot. I'm trying not to do that too. But I think we're good to do this now. So let's do that. I do want to test that fuel pump. Okay, don't go nowhere. I'm gonna go grab some wrenches. Well, I think all the wrenches here in my little toolbox are too small. Yep. Okay, really don't go anywhere. I'll be back. Okay, thanks for waiting. Continuity break right there, I already know it. I had to run back to my little wood shop to go grab some wrenches. Because the ones that I had here in my little toolbox were not big enough. Okay. Hello? So these are both turning, which I'm going to have to PB blast this and then hold that, looks like. So that's the one that wants to come off. Okay, stand by. By the way, this is a 5/8 inch. 5/8 inch nut. Alright, my adjustable wrench big enough for this? Yes, barely. Oh, PB blaster. Stand by one more time. Alright, we're good. Here we go. PB this bad boy. When editing my videos the other night, not only did I realize that, yeah, okay, maybe I do mumble a little bit. Okay. I also noticed that I tend to talk like under my breath and to myself, which I recognize doesn't do any favors for anybody. So I'm gonna try to work on that too. But it's hard for me. I'm thinking. My brain's got things going on in it. So it's tough. Alright, left beat. Is this the right way to do this? Oh. Okay. You would think this bolt right here, this nut right here, comes off. That guy's spinning. One of them has to come free. I'm thinking it's a lefty-loosey, right? Which means that this guy needs to stay in place. So I hold him there with the adjustable, which doesn't exactly do me any favors here as far as leverage goes. I might have to get in the engine bay again here. Yeah, they're turning with each other here. That one turned there. I tightened it. Okay. Let's try this. I don't even know if this is the right way to do it, to be honest. Okay. I don't know. I have to Google this as well. Okay, lefty-loosey, right? Watch, this isn't even supposed to come apart. I'm just yanking on something for no reason. Oh, got it. I just needed more leverage. Engine bay is so big for this engine. I just didn't... okay, I'm going to move out of the way just in case here. This really shouldn't be pressurized. It's cold. Hasn't been running forever. This really shouldn't pressurize. And for those of you watching at home, boys and girls should probably be wearing safety glasses right now, but I'm going to engage the safety squints. Shout out to you, Andy. Andy's little homestead. Okay, got it off. No problems. Cool. Next time, I promise, Dad, I will wear safety glasses. Okay, so that's off. That's really all we wanted to do today. I need to get a battery, which I need to call a guy, and I will give you a shout out if this turns out well. There's a guy here locally in Boise area who refurbishes batteries or something like that. My buddy Matt was telling me about him. So I got to give him a call, see if we can get a battery out here. I have the old one, of course, that I was going to trade in for the core charge. But I do need a battery. What's interesting is that the battery that came with this truck had a 1000 amperage for CCAs, cold cranking amperage, which is crazy. I mean, my F-150 is 750. Maybe that's average, I don't know. Again, don't know much about these trucks, but we're learning as we go. And so I thought that was interesting. And for those of you who don't know, again, enunciation, English is hard, but for those of you who don't know, 1000 CCA batteries, good ones, are not cheap. And again, this is a budget build at the moment. We will have more to drop into this eventually, but we don't have that at the moment. So, yeah, we'll figure it out. All right, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Thanks for joining. Yeah, I was about to say like and subscribe. Don't care. Do it if you want to. Don't do it if you don't want to. Doesn't matter to me. Anyway, thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Take care.